Okay. We'll call the 15th meeting of this year, the Village Board of Trustees, Village of Depew, October 15th, 2024 at 7:02. Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just remain standing for a second. Within the chambers of our being resides a wellspring of untapped potential, a reservoir of strength that knows no bounds. May we, with unswerving resolve, recognize our capacity to create change, both within the tapestries of our personal lives and in the world beyond. Let empowerment become the anthem that propels us towards a brighter, more compassionate future. And if we could have the notification of fire exits, please. Trustee Zimba.
The emergency exits are located to my left and to the rear of the room. In the event of an emergency, please move in an orderly fashion and evacuate the building.
Roll call.
Trustee Zimba.
Here,
Trustee Kraft.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Adolph.
Here.
And Mayor Peterson.
And here. Today is really our first official meeting without Trustee Audrey Hammernick, but her services were very nice the other day, and we have some flowers, and she's here in her memory here. First item up is approve the village board meeting minutes from September 9th, 2024.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I'd like to make the following motion and move for its adoption to approve the village board meeting minutes September 9th, 2024.
A second motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Approve the village board meeting minutes from September 23, 2024.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption, that we approve the village board meeting minutes from September 23rd, 2024.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried. Now, we have a few ZBA meeting minutes that we need to get through, except the zoning board meeting minutes first from the May 23, 2024.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make a motion that we approve and accept the zoning board meeting minutes from May 23, 2024. Tom Schuster, 360 Gould Avenue, 45 feet of relief from the 50-foot side yard setback, 23 feet of relief from the 300 front yard setback, 4.4 feet of relief from the 10-foot rear setback. All three variances approved.
You can go on to them, we'll do them all at once.
Fair enough. Number one, Joseph Montando, 125 Albert Street, requesting 10 feet of relief from the 25-foot front setback, approved. Number two, Mazumur Rahman, 56 Antoinette Drive, requesting 3 feet of relief to construct the driveway to the property line, approved. Number three, Anthony Principato, 56 Al's Drive West, requesting 3 feet of relief to construct a driveway to the property line, approved.
I second the motion.
Next. Oh, you got them all?
Yep.
I'm sorry.
All those.
All those in favor of those three?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Next is accept the zoning board meeting minutes from July 25, 2024.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I'd like to make the following motion, move for its adoption. We accept the zoning board meeting minutes July 25th, 2024. The first being Marianne Conti, 50 George Street, requesting 14 inches of relief from the 3-foot setback to construct a driveway of 22 inches from the property line, approved. Second, Anne Marie Beamish, 30 Lincoln Street, requesting 3.5 feet of relief from the 5-foot property line requirement to construct a covered concrete patio, approved.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried. Accept the zoning board meeting minutes, what's that? Accept the zoning board meeting minutes from August 8th, 2024.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the motion we accept the zoning board meeting minutes from August 8th, 2024. Item number one, James Willardson on behalf of his mother Gladys Willardson of 29 Rogers Drive, Depew, New York 14043, requesting 29.5 inches of relief from the 5-foot requirement to install an AC unit approved.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried. Okay, before we get into the regular meat of the meeting tonight, it's a special honor to have Dave Hoke here today. Dave spent more than 48 years with the Depew Lancaster Boys and Girls Club, including more than 28, do I have it right? 28 as executive director. And we would have recognized Dave at the Founder's Day when we recognize employees here in the village and in each department. And then a lot of the electeds also select people. But I felt it was important for that kind of time that we represent somebody who worked just down the street from us and had an influence on so many young kids growing up. It just is, it's an amazing career, and I appreciate the fact that you did all of that here in the village of Depew as well as in the village of Lancaster as well, and we want to thank you for that. So this is on behalf of the board. Okay, come on up. So for more than 48 years, working with the youth of the Depew and Lancaster communities, this includes the final 28-plus years as the executive director of the Lancaster Depew Boys and Girls Club. On this day, July 18th, it was, 2024, the Village of Depew congratulates and thanks you for your efforts that have shaped the lives of so many of our local youths.
Thank you.
Very good.
Good.
Thank you so
You
much.
got it the right way.
Did I?
You said Lancaster Depew.
I did.
I've told people for 48 years, Depew comes first.
And I said,
No, just a real quick, I started at, I don't need the microphone. I did start at Depew in 1976, January 2nd. And I worked there for 20 years. And then many of you know Bob Giza. When he became supervisor, I took his job. And then I left this building and went over to Lancaster. The main office was located there. And then after the fire, we rebuilt. And we're proud to get it done the way it was done too. And I came back here for the last 8 years. And it was time to go. It was good timing on my part. And I left the club in good hands. Jeff Kuka is a native of Depew. He'll do a great job. A little better with a computer and different things than I am, that's for sure. So we could have the club in this community. Depew and Lancaster are very bad. I don't know what the word is, but it's a great place to live. I moved out here from the city of Buffalo. Grew up in a Boys and Girls Club. I knew what it meant. All I can say is we needed your support throughout the years. It's been great, and we can keep it going. We're very fortunate to have 2 clubs within a mile and a quarter of each other. All right, and obviously a lot of the people, I learned early on, my last comment, everybody out here is related somehow to somebody else.
Exactly.
Everybody's related. So I learned right away, I just kept my mouth shut, felt my way around for about a year, and then I knew who everybody was. It's been very special to be out here, to live out here, and I want to thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
So,
Thank you.
Dave, do you know, or do you remember, probably not, because you've done so many of them, one of the first times that I met you, and it was an exciting day for Lancaster Depew Ponytails at the
Okay, you
time.
won the money.
Yes, I did.
He remembers.
$5,000.
$5,000. I mean,
But you guys were just building the,
yes, the batting cages out there. So the money came in great. It was just, the timing was incredible. I remember that the person that was the two people left at the table, me and somebody who wasn't there. And a lot of times they split at that
Yes.
point.
Yeah. A lot
And-
of times we offer to split if the person's there. If the person's not there and we can't get on, say we don't know them or we do.
Right.
If we can get a hold of them, usually they'll split.
Yep.
But we couldn't, I forget who it was, and
Yeah.
it was fortunate for you because you probably would have split.
Yeah.
And,
Yep, without a doubt. That was a very exciting night, and you were a part of that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
Good hire, okay? This is a club kid.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't get over to his retirement thing. That was the day of Fall Festival, and there was a lot to do at that time. So we'll allow public comment on agenda items only. There's a few of them here tonight. So the first up is the public hearing for community development block grant monies on both sides of the village, the Cheektowaga side and the Lancaster side. We had published on our Facebook page the areas that are eligible, and one of the things we've discussed as a board is, in particular on this side of Transit Road, the consortium money that comes from Erie County from the federal government. We're a very small area. It's just on the other side of the tracks here. It's from Main Street to St. James and Ioga to Wyandotte, somewhat of a small area. So we'll see if anybody has any kinds of suggestions for that. Next up is permission to sign amended Phase 7. Accept the court officer resignation, one of our court officers. Approve a board meeting date change that slipped by us. We typically try and do these earlier in the year, and this is for Veterans Day. So that meeting will move to a Tuesday as well. Permission for the Depew motorcade for the high school. This year's game is at Depew with Lancaster. Appoint recreational seasonal help for our ice rink. Permission to sign Auctions International, which is the group that handles the sale of our surplus items. What's on it this week? So it's,
That's just our, yeah.
That's
The
it,
agreement,
okay.
nothing.
nothing traumatic. May have appoint a new DPW laborer, which we have him here tonight. Number 9 is permission for the Depew Fire Department membership. Permission for workshop, that's for our code enforcement officers. Permission to attend a conference is one I was invited to for Comp Alliance. Permission to sign an agreement with Hotchkiss Russ. And those are our agenda items for tonight. So if anybody has any comments or questions or anything to add on those, if it involves the public hearing on the community development block grant, just wait until that particular section. Anybody from the audience? Going once. Anybody from the audience? And anybody with any questions or comments on the agenda items? Okay, seeing that they're done, we'll move on to number 1. That's a public hearing for the Community Development Block Grant funding for 2025.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make a motion that we open tonight's Community Development Block Grant public hearing at 7:16 PM.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried.
There will be a public hearing to discuss the Community Development Block Grant for the Town of Lancaster and the Town of Cheektowaga sides of the Village of Depew at the Tuesday, October 15th, 2024 board meeting. The meeting will be held in the council chambers of the Village of Depew, Village Hall, 85 Manitou Street, Depew, New York, 14043.
Okay, we open the public hearing. If anybody has any comments they'd like to make on possible projects for 2025 season. I don't know if it's there anybody watching online
Not many, but no
besides Anita.
comments. And Therese.
I think sometimes she's just making sure I'm actually at a meeting.
We might get a comment now.
Yeah, right. That's what it was meant for. Anybody would like to have a comment on what areas to work on? We've discussed a couple. If you want to put them out there, maybe this will spur some thought.
She said, ha ha.
Oh, did you? Okay. All right. So let's take the Lancaster side. And I did post these on the Facebook for the village because our area with the last census, our area where we were using funds shrunk considerably. No longer do we have Gould to Terrace in the Veterans Park area that, and all the way from Transit to actually the other side of the street here. That's gone away. So we're really, we're pigeonholed into Niagara to Wyandotte and Main Street to St. James. So I know there's a small park there that we've looked at. Is a possibility, a very small park. And this is for $150,000 worth of projects. You can only pick one. You could put two on there, but one becomes your main project and one is your second or even a third project. But you will only get approved for one of them. And the highest one on your list is the one that gets the most points. So I know there is some streets in there. There's plenty of streets to be done for continuing our walkability of this particular part of the village. In the Cheektowaga side, there's more area this year due to them reevaluating the Fireman's Park area. It actually goes from Transit Road west beyond the train station and the old HSBC, and including all the streets in Fireman's Park. It also opened up a section between Transit and Alley's Drive west, all the way up to Patsy Lane. So there's some work I'm sure we could do in that area, but we only have $100,000 to deal with. We typically take 50 of that to fund our senior center program, which includes salaries for our employee, couple employees, 3 employees, and some projects. So we're not going to get too far with the 50 grand. So we're going to have our engineer and Ken, you might go out with him to check on a couple of areas. But we have to have this put together by the end of the month for review in mid-November. And one more time, if anybody has any project they'd like to present. Okay. Seeing that there is none, I would like a motion to close the public hearing.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make a motion that we close tonight's public hearing at 7:21 PM.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And that's carried. Next item, 2 tonight, permission to sign the amended Phase 7 agreement.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I'd like to make the following motion, move for its adoption. Be it resolved, the Village of Depew Mayor Kevin J. Peterson is authorized to sign the amended Phase 7 agreement between the engineer, Nussbaumer and Clark, Inc., and the owner, Village of Depew.
I second the motion.
Get a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Zimba,
Yes.
Trustee Kraft,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Adolph,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
That's carried.
Item number 3, accept the resignation of one of our court officers.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Be it resolved, the resignation of Tom Kohler as court officer effective September 16th, 2024 is accepted.
I second the motion.
Need a roll call vote, please?
Trustee Zimbo,
Yes.
Trustee Kraft,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Adolph,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
That's carried.
Resolution number 4 of approve the board meeting date change.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following resolution and move for its adoption. Be it resolved, due to Veterans Day holiday, our board meeting date will be Tuesday, November 12th, 2024, instead of Monday, November 11th, 2024.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried. Resolution 5, permission for Depew High School motorcade.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I'd like to make the following motion to move for its adoption. Whereas the Depew High School Student Senate has made application for a motorcade escort for Friday, October 25th, 2024 at approximately 12 p.m. And whereas said motorcade route and traffic enforcement has been authorized by the Police Department and the Depew Fire Department will participate in the motorcade, now therefore be it resolved that permission is granted to the Depew High School Senate to hold the above-mentioned motorcade on Friday, October 25th, 2024.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried. Resolution 6, appoint the Recreation Department seasonal help. Pursuant to Section 4-400 of Village Law, I, Mayor Kevin Peterson, do hereby appoint the following for employment to the Recreation Department to be effective October 16th, 2024. In the cashier's position, Mackenzie Chapman, Riley Klein, Alexandra Kristeva. Rink guards, Jaden Rogalski, Eben Borkowski, Tyler Williams, David Raggy, Braden Pollock, and Grady Gunshar. I need a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Zimba,
Yes.
Trustee Kraft,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Adolph,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
That's carried.
Resolution 7, authorize the mayor to sign a service agreement with Auctions International.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Whereas the Village of Depew is currently utilizing Auctions International for the sale and auction of surplus village property at the Village of Depew facilities. Whereas the Village of Depew would like to continue the auction services agreement for $30 per vehicle and $5 for non-vehicle auctions starting October 16th, 2024 and ending October 16th, 2026. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Mayor Kevin Peterson is authorized to sign the agreement.
I second the motion.
Need a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Zimba,
Yes.
Trustee Kraft,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Adolph,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
That's carried.
Resolution 8, appoint a new DPW laborer. Pursuant to Section 4-400 of Village Law, I, Mayor Kevin Peterson, do hereby appoint Mac Snuzga. Did I say it right? Snushka, okay. To the position of laborer at the Department of Public Works, effective Monday, October 28th, 2024. I need a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Zimba,
Yes.
Trustee Kraft,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Adolph,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
That's carried.
So, Max, you met with our DPW Superintendent, Kent Pick, and one or two of the crew chiefs? Mike Lucarelli, and then Trustee Zimba and myself sat down with you last week, and we're excited to have you aboard. You're a new homeowner down the street here. You now know where Village Hall is. Out the driveway, make a right. Just don't continue into the building like somebody did a couple of years ago. And Kenny, anything to say?
I think he's going to be a good addition to our workforce.
All right, very good. Welcome. You want to get a picture with Kenny? No?
I can't.
We do that with the PD guys. Welcome, Max. Okay.
Appreciate you showing up, too.
Got a couple of kids, a couple of little ones. Good for you. All right. Next item, resolution number 9, permission for membership in the Depew Fire Department.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following resolution and move for its adoption. Be it resolved, membership is hereby granted to the following: the Depew Fire Department pending the passing of his physical. Etna Hose Company Number 2, Michael Karuba.
I second the motion.
Need a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Zimba.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Adolph.
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
That's carried.
So I know that Chief Musilak is on a call at the high school for the last hour or so. And I know that I would have offered him the opportunity to speak a little bit at Mike Karuba. That's, everybody loves his chicken. Okay, this is another go-around for Mike. He's joining a program that Chief Musilak championed with the fire department. It's called the Squad Program, which allows people that aren't necessarily within, here all the time because you live a little bit outside the district. They do have set hours that they would come and be on call, if you would. And I want to think from memory, it's about 8 hours they commit a month to being at the fire station. And being that he's as close, his shop, I think he's joining his old company, which is Etna Hose, but he can respond from George Urban Boulevard during the day to help with our manpower issues. So we'll see how the program goes. I know there was a lot of back and forth with it, having sat on that committee. But then finally, we just said, let's just throw it out there and see how it works. See if we get some people back. So appreciate the votes on that. I'm sure Chief Musilak would say the same. Okay, number 10, permission for a workshop with our code enforcement officers and board members.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I'd like to make the following motion, move for its adoption. Permission is hereby granted to Assistant Code Enforcement Officer Catherine Ziganekchek, Planning Board Member Robert Morawski, and Judith Matuzak, and Zoning Board Member John Spencer to attend the NICOM Planning and Zoning Board Workshop being held at Jamestown Community College, Cattaraugus Campus, 305 North Berry Street, Olean, New York, being held on October 17, 2024. There's no fee for this workshop. Use of the village vehicle is authorized.
I second the motion.
Need a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Zimba.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Adolph.
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
And that's carried.
It's Catherine Zaganachek. Right?
Ziganekchek.
Zaganachek.
Too fun not to say.
Well, I had her kids correct me when we first hired her. All right, number 11, permission to attend a conference.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Permission is hereby granted to Mayor Kevin Peterson to attend the New York State Municipal Workers' Compensation Alliance 30th Anniversary Conference on October 17th and 18th, 2024, being held at the Sagamore Resort, 110 Sagamore Road, Bolton Landing, New York, 12814. There is no fee for this event. Use of a village vehicle is authorized.
I second the motion.
Need a roll call vote, please?
Trustee Zimba.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Adolph.
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
I will recuse myself from the vote.
That is carried.
Next up is permission to sign the Hodgkin-Russ Agreement.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following resolution and move for its adoption. Be it resolved, the Village of Depew Mayor Kevin J. Peterson is authorized to sign the agreement between the Village of Depew and Hodgson Russ for the bond council services and billing arrangements pertaining to the Phase 6 sewer project.
I second the motion.
Need a roll call vote?
Trustee Zimba.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Adolph.
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
And that's carried.
And we've received employment applications for our rec department, Eben Borkowski, Tyler Williams, David Rigi, Alexandra Christevi, Braden Pollock, Grady Gunshar, Addison Grimm, and our DPW, Max, I'm going to say it one more time and correct me, Snooza? Snushka. Snushka.
Names are very important.
One more
One
up
more?
there. It's, didn't make it to this draft of
A
it.
Scribner error?
Allison Overholt for rec.
Allison Overholt for rec.
I redid this agenda like 4 times.
Okay.
and that Didn't carry over.
All right, department head reports.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I'd like to make a motion, move for its adoption. Department head reports be approved for police September 2024.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. There's no unfinished and other business. Before we get to public comments and concerns, we'll go around the room. We'll start on my right with Building Department. Don.
So, it's that time of year again, the weather's changing. Please pick up your yards, get them cleaned out, get your last year grass cut, and rake up your leaves as they come. Got a couple of new businesses that are coming our way and that they've applied. There's a general retail store. I don't have a lot of specifics on it yet. It just came in for the old Johnson Supply over there, corner of Dick and Broadway. We got a new chiropractor, spine alignment chiropractic. It's in Unit 3 at 2320 George Urban. It's the old Cortez Plaza. We got Elegant Nails going into 6260 Transit. That's the old ONC Survey Equipment Building. They've applied for all their permits and they're under construction.
Up by Hanwell.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
across from the car wash. And then Quantum Conditioning and Wellness is applied and they're almost complete with their application and package. They're in the same plaza as the Catalyst across the street here on Broadway, to the far left of the building. And that's pretty much all I got. Any questions?
The Elidor Rose Boutique is moving.
She's moving already?
Yep.
To?
She's moving next to Pam's Puddings and Pies in that
Oh, I
plaza.
haven't heard that one yet.
It's fresh off the press.
Fresh off the press.
Yep,
All right.
yep, yep. Because she can get a little more visibility, I think, on Transit Road.
Well,
So I wish her well with that. And, okay, my right, we'll go to Chief McNamara.
For the month of September, the police department responded to 1,236 complaints. 134 of those were criminal complaints. We responded to 29 accidents. 5 of those were injury accidents. 1 was a pedestrian on a bicycle. We spoke about earlier.
That's the one we talked about.
51 arrests, 34 parking tickets issued, and 540 traffic summonses issued this last month.
All right. And 1 bridge strike.
And 1 bridge strike.
Okay.
He had a really bad day.
All right, we'll go to the other side. Oh, you have Brian's report?
No,
I took some notes from what he
Well,
said.
I have Ferguson's report.
Ferguson? Okay, rec.
Winter ice schedule is going well. Coming up, learn to skate and open skate, 6 cashiers, 7 rink guards. We will have rink guards for learn to skate next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Meeting cashiers, guards, learn to skate staff, what duties are and what is expected of them during their programs.
All right. And Brian didn't leave anything?
I took some notes from what he said, though, in the
Yeah.
pre-board. There's been 19 fire calls since the last board meeting. There was a rubbish fire with Twin Village today. Luckily, it was handled appropriately. And hopefully, That won't occur for a long time again. The utility truck is expected still for the end of December, early January 2025. They're on track, which is great to hear. And then they can start driving on the concrete pads today. That was laid down, so that's what we got for fire report.
Okay, they have their trunk and treat event on the
Yep, the 27th,
27th from noon to 3
noon to 3.
at
Yep,
Fireman's Park.
yep, please come out. A variety of departments participating as well as the board. I'll be
Yeah.
there too.
Kenny, your group's going to be there too, right?
So,
Okay. PD will be there. Yep. Village will be there.
yep.
All right. Over to Ken Pick.
Not
DPW?
much, just to take up what Don said, take care of your leaves, leave them on the curb, don't put them over the storm drains. We're working on our new salt shed, we've been doing some stone work, and we're waiting for the company to come out and give us our excavation spots for the footers. And that's it.
Just so we're clear with the leaves, it's between the curb and the sidewalk and the right of way.
On the street.
Gotcha. Okay. And, oh, back onto your side too, should be snowplow contracts, right?
Yeah, we're starting to get a lot, actually, it started a month ago, they were coming in and actually applying early. So, yeah, the girls are taking applications on a regular basis right now, so.
All right, good. All righty, we'll go with trustee Z.
Good evening. The village hosted its annual electronic waste recycling drive last month. The event continues to grow. The total weight we took in was 26,107 pounds. It was the largest amount yet, and looking at possibly moving this event to the DPW grounds next year. With respect to trustee Hammernick, I was lucky. I got to say goodbye to her. I got to go hold her hand and thank her for everything she taught me. And that's all I want to say. I don't want to get into too much. I asked her to say hi to Terry for me, so I'll see you on the other side, friend. Thank you.
Okay, trustee Kraft.
Regina, that looks really nice. I'm sure she appreciated it. Yeah, I didn't get to know Audrey for very long, but Spitfire, for sure. She'll be missed around the village.
Deputy Mayor.
And my time will be used for Audrey as well, just acknowledging the many things she did, probably many I don't even know. Very thankful she helped pave the way for all of us here and everything she's contributed. And hopefully we can continue on her legacy as well as the community center, which is going to be hopefully a great part in addition to the village to be right across the street. So we'll be thinking about her through the continued work here at the village.
Yeah. So, on Audrey, I was with the party that she first ran with, and she came off of the planning board. She was a chairperson of our planning board for 13 years or so, well, she's on the planning board for like 13 or more, and then 1 or 2 years as a chairperson. And then, as I said, she ran on the same party as me, and then she didn't, and I come to know how difficult the woman was to beat. She had a great following. Everybody knew her as the tops lady. I think it was said once or twice at least, certainly at her reception on Saturday afternoon, that there's going to be some big shoes to fill for a lot of people, and it's going to take a lot of people to do the amount of work that she did. She didn't have any qualms about asking people for money. I watched a clip today. I was looking for something else. I came across this clip out front here with county executive polling cars, and she had no problem showing him the building, and that turned into a $300,000 cultural grant for the facility, so. So I know she went to heaven and she was standing there with a raffle ticket in her hand for sale, I'm sure. But, yeah, she leaves quite a legacy, I think. We'll see. Regina?
Yeah, just, she left a giant hole in the community. All the little things that she did that, people didn't always realize, like the candy that she would pack up and take to the VA. And then we always got all the extra candy here. She would always buy, when she was out at her shopping for the Goodness Project and everything, getting, different trinkets and different things for different events. She always bought little things for all the gals in the office here. And she always just, she didn't have to, but for Halloween and Valentine's Day and everything, she always made sure everybody had a little special trinket. All of her work she did to make sure that the kids in the underprivileged neighborhoods around here made sure that they had toys for Christmas, a ham for Easter, turkey for Thanksgiving. And for a lady who didn't drive, she got around everywhere and was able to do so much. So our community is definitely better for having her in it, and it'll be a big loss having her not with us anymore.
And that's why she's got a little setup here. These are flowers from the funeral the other day. We thought were appropriate to bring here. And they were more than willing to let us do that. And thank you for getting the photo and the candle.
Yeah, that was Sam. Sam's idea.
All right. Before we open it up, Toys for Tots officially starts today. I've asked DPW to take a box, rec for the ice rink, and a couple for one for each of the fire halls. We'll probably do another drive-through one like we did last year. They'll be collecting about the second week in December. I'd like to see if we can improve upon the number of toys that we were able to get last year. So I'm never going to top my brother. He's going to kick my butt on, as rightfully does. He works hard in the Albany area with Toys for Tots. So gets to ride the train that goes from where they go from Schenectady, I think, all the way down to the Pennsylvania line. The Toys for Tots train. That was pretty cool.
We'll get you a train.
What's that?
We'll get you a train.
What'd you say?
We'll get you a train for the
Oh.
free lighting.
No. I don't need to. He can have that one. All right. So now we'll open it up for any public comment on any item whatsoever. Your floor.
Dominic Cragliano, 5230, 38, and 46 Transit Road. Touching base real briefly on Audrey, I did have the opportunity to go to Pacer Funeral Home and pay my respects. It was very nice, and just mimicking all the same comments everybody else had. Just always a pleasure, always ready to talk to you, always go out of your way to say, very person that did a lot. Just real briefly, I want to thank the board to look at the stuff I submitted again on this sidewalk thing. I didn't think I'd be stretching it out this many weeks, but here I am again, trying to get this resolved. As I mentioned before, for the last 25 years, I've paid $28,000 a year in taxes. I didn't realize that Sam's not here tonight. I did talk to him briefly at one of the meetings about how sidewalks do change directions to accommodate the surroundings. Sam also suggested I may have to put something towards this sidewalk project to get it corrected. I know Ken was nice enough to meet me out there a few times, and we talked about a couple different possibilities, and you did alter the sidewalk a little bit in the driveway area. Your last thoughts with us, or your last conversations, is that's all you can offer. Hopefully I don't, behind closed board meetings, when you have your pre-board meetings, I'm sure you made it clear that I wasn't content with that, or didn't think that layout would work. Certainly all the pictures and statements of the tenants kind of show their view of it, that it wasn't working, the drawings and everything. Concerning the plastic pipe, I think we can all agree that plastic pipes don't just break underground by themselves unless they've been disturbed. As a rule, plastic lasts a long time, But, Ken was nice that he did meet out there with me. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like things went as good as I would like to have gone. Things were done during the same weather conditions we have right now. It was right up just about 2 years ago in the middle of October when that was done. Similar weather than we're getting now. Not the greatest for construction season, but try to wrap things up, I know. As a mayor is aware too, like you mentioned Mike Karuba there, I've opened my facility up to him for different things for the village in different times. I try to do what I can for the village to keep things going. Every design is not perfect, and everything you can always think about afterwards. We look at our car wash at Broadway and Transit, and you see cars pull out on the road, putting water out on the road. In winter conditions, that causes an icy conditions. Obviously, an exit right on Transit Road from that wash probably wasn't a great design. Wasn't part of this thing. It was looked at in other facilities, but you can look at stuff and say that's probably not the best thing. My proposal, as I mentioned before, is to straighten the sidewalk starting at the south end of my property, moving it away from the hill will allow it to cross my driveway evenly. Obviously, every driveway meets a street at an even point. Being halfway up the hill like that to cut a 5-foot strip is awful tough to do. This would look at a nicer looking sidewalk, still higher than the street. Then the sidewalk can continue past the pine trees right to Cayuga Boulevard like it was originally talked about with some of the building inspectors. Also, by moving the sidewalk closer to the street, it would improve driveway access as well as eliminating mud puddles that were created by the apron pushed out into the street. I could have a separate contractor look at this for the best resolution, if that's suggested at all. I would assist in removing any of the portions of the sidewalk to cut down on the cost to get things done. As you are aware, Mayor, the engineer that came out and looked at it really didn't acknowledge any of the problems we had. I don't know because he was part of the design or what the reason was, but lastly, the proposal that I received does not address any of the problems that I've been talking about on this sidewalk project. Finally, numerous pictures and statements from tenants and other people on the street, they can't all be wrong. I'm hoping there's a way to get this resolved. Unfortunately, it's getting to be late in the season again, that we're back to the same situation, not the best time of the year. I put some detailed information in some of the stuff I handed to you. Hopefully, everybody had the opportunity. I don't know what your pre-board meeting involves and how much stuff you had to look at and how much time you had to look at things, but you could see my thoughts on there and the proposal you made. It sounds, I don't feel I should be responsible for a design that somebody else made, but I'm open for ideas. I've been there for years, sought a lot of money into the property. Just want to see it, get done like every other street gets done. And, the picture of the kids walking down the street there is not an uncommon thing. Just happened to get a picture to you on that particular time. It's not every day the same thing, not the same group of kids. Sometimes they take different ways, but they're certainly a little bit lost when they get to that point. Thinking back, it was actually better without all the sidewalk there altogether. Clearly misuse of funds, the intentions were good, but the finished product was bad. But hopefully something can get resolved. I'm open for any, thoughts that you have or anything on that. But once again, I thank the board for taking a look at our stuff again. Any questions, Mayor, while I'm here?
Nope.
Okay, all righty. Thank you very much.
Yep. Okay, anything else? Anybody else? Anybody online?
Nope.
Okay. Move to claims and accounts.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make a motion that the claims and accounts have been audited by the Finance Committee and are approved for payment as follows.
From the general fund, $509,000, $876.07. Community development is $54,220.43. Sewer fund is $1,665.80. Capital projects, $51,404.46, for a total of $617,166.76.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. And lastly, the adjournment.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make a motion that we adjourn tonight's meeting after a moment of silence for Trustee Audrey Hammonrick. And the time is 7:52 p.m.
second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And carried. Thank you very